We're back on News Now at Noon. Nick Gosnell with you, along with Chef Kyle from Hy-Vee, and also chiming in at least later on in the program will be Myron Johnson with the Community Thanksgiving Dinner. But if he has questions I don't have, I'm perfectly willing to have him join us as well, because this is fascinating to me, Kyle, to watch somebody attempt to carve the bird. That's definitely not something I spend a whole lot of time thinking about, because my family traditionally we're more of a ham family just in general, and so every once in a while we'll have turkey, but very rarely do we go all out on Thanksgiving Day. We're usually traveling to somebody's house or that kind of a thing. But if you are trying to carve your own bird, how do you go about that?
Well, it's a really simple process. The anatomy of a turkey is just like a chicken. So you got your breasts up towards the top, of course, and then you've got your legs and your wings. So those are the basic parts that you need to deal with when carving a turkey. Now, it's real simple. You get your turkey out of your pan, and then take your handy chef's knife. I'm showing to the viewers there on Facebook Live. Preferably sharp. Don't want to cut yourself. But what I do is I find the breastbone first, and it runs right down the midsection of the turkey, and then the breasts on either side. So what I do is I just slice right down the side of the breastbone. Right now I'm on the right-hand side as it's oriented to me, and then I just follow that rib cage down until I get to where the breast meets the wing. And then I'm just taking that breast right off of the bone. And I'm going to set that aside for a moment. Then I'll do the same thing to the other side, going to the left of the breastbone, going down to where the ribs meet the meat, being careful not to get those ribs in there or cut my hand. And you just follow those bones down until, again, you meet there at the wing, and then you can just take that meat right off of there. Now then, like I said, we're going to put these aside and we'll slice them later. Next thing I like to do is take these wings off. Now, I like to leave them whole. You can do different great things with wings, but they pull right off of there quite easily. If you have a little trouble with the sinew or connective tissue, you can just slice your knife right through there, through the joint between the what would be the shoulder. So I like to set those aside. You can do different things with them. Like I said, you could toss them with a little bit of buffalo wing sauce, and either with the bones on them or not. But that would be a giant buffalo wing, wouldn't it?
I'm trying to imagine somebody who would take on one of those as a buffalo wing. Maybe Sam. Sam Wood, our new guy here at 580. We may have to do that sometime. Just have him. I did this. I did the jalapenos, as Ryan Ogle will remember. We need to initiate Sam properly. So at some point we'll have to get him on with you and do something similar to that. Kyle.
Absolutely, we'll do a wing challenge or something.
Sounds good.
But then I just take off any kind of excess meat that might be lingering on the bones that my knife couldn't get in, any kind of crevices that my knife couldn't get into. You want to get as much off there as possible so that you and your guests can have all the meat that's on that bird. Now, once you've done that, taking the legs off is real simple. I know it looks daunting, but it's really not that bad. Once it's cooked, you can just push down towards your cutting board, and your legs will then just pop out of socket. And then just take your knife between the joint in the what would be the hip, and remove that meat, and you've got a beautiful leg and thigh together. Sometimes you can pull it just right off like that.
I'll tell you what, let's do, Kyle. Let's go ahead and take a quick time out, and then we'll have you slice up the breast and continue forward with the process as you're showing us how to carve a turkey on Facebook Live at WIBW News, and you've been listening as well to News Now at Noon here on WIBW News. More with Chef Kyle coming up on News Now at Noon.
Follow is one of the best times of the year, but one of the worst seasons for your gutters. This is Shannon from Midland Exteriors. Clogged gutters can lead to expensive home repairs, and face it, no one wants to clean their gutters. Get TrueGuard by Quality Edge from Midland Exteriors. They are complete gutter covers that will allow water in but keep leaves and debris out. No ladders, no sweeping, no hassle. Call us at 537-5130 or visit us at midlandexteriors.com today for your free estimate of TrueGuard by Quality Edge gutters.
Midland Exteriors, we thought of everything.
Case IH Magnum Series tractors have set the standard for row crop productivity on North American farms for more than 25 years. Rossville Truck and Tractor offers you 9 Magnum Series tractors with up to 315 PTO horsepower and over 400 peak engine horsepower. Both power shift and CVT transmissions are available to fit your need. For the largest cab in the industry, the leading fuel-efficient powertrain, and the latest in precision farming capabilities, visit with Rossville Truck and Tractor about a Magnum today.
Hey Kansas drivers, need new tires? Check out Peerless Tires for Less. Why Peerless Tires? No appointments needed. First come, first serve. Free rotations and repairs with every tire sold. Tires are installed in usually less than 30 minutes. There's a 30-day test drive, and did we mention no credit needed? Ask about their SNAP finance. Plus, tell them you heard the ad on the radio and save 10% on your next purchase.
When you need tires for less, come to Peerless Tires for Less.
When you run a business, it's good to be busy. But if you miss calls while you work, you're probably missing business. And some small businesses miss calls because they sound too small. This is Mark.
Oh, sorry, wrong number.
The answer is Answer Topeka. They'll answer your calls with a real live person right here in Topeka for as low as $99 a month, instantly making your business sound bigger, friendlier, and more professional. Check them out online and put Answer Topeka to work for $99 a month. You need Answer Topeka because you don't know what you're missing.
The top stories of the day and interviews with newsmakers. WIBW News Now at noon.
Back with Chef Kyle. Nick Gosnell with you on News Now at noon. But before we hand the baton back to you, so to speak, as you're picking that bird clean, talk about what you do with what's left of the turkey even after you've gotten all the meat off of it.
Absolutely. Once you've gotten this meat off, you can see it's pretty well clean. I mean, there's a few spots where I could kind of tear off the meat there, but without, if you're a lady like my wife, without destroying your nails, you could just put this into a large stock pot and boil off all the meat, and then it'll extract some of the collagen that's still in the bones as well. Most of that has been roasted away when you've roasted the turkey, but there's still some in there, and you can use that then to make a plethora of things, as we were talking about. You could make turkey enchiladas, turkey and noodles, turkey and dumplings. If I had time, I'd write an Adam Sandler song about it.
Well, either that or just go through kind of like Bubba and Forrest Gump and give all the different ways to prepare turkey, much like he did shrimp. But that said, we're just about to the point of being able to then slice up the areas of the turkey, like the breast and that kind of thing too. So we'll get into that. But when you're picking a knife to do this with, do you really want a sharp knife, or do you just basically, whatever your biggest knife is, does it really, how important is that?
You absolutely want a very sharp knife, because that's going to allow you to get into all those cracks and crevices without any kind of trouble. If it gets hung up on a bone
or the microphone stand or any place like that.
Or anything else. If it does get hung up on something, you're more likely to cut yourself in. What were we talking about? That Ben Stiller movie where he sliced his thumb off. But, you don't want to do that. So a sharp knife is always best. Never want to use a dull knife for any project.
Again, we're talking to Chef Kyle as he's been taking care of how to carve a turkey. So if you are just now listening, you can go to our Facebook page at WIBW News. You'll be able to see the Facebook Live video that we've been doing with Chef Kyle since the beginning of the program, and he'll walk you through it step by step. It's better than a YouTube video because you can get your news there too. Facebook Live, WIBW News.
And then one thing I like to do is, before I start to carve up the breasts and pull the meat off of the leg and thighs, I'll just take off that wishbone, because the kids love to do that. We always want to have that available for them. Pull the remaining meat and whatever else off of there, and then you can just dry that in the oven for 5 to 10 minutes, and then it's ready to be pulled apart. So put that aside.
What size turkey is this, Kyle?
This is a 14 to 16 pound turkey, so I believe mine was just shy of 15 pounds before I roasted it.
Okay, so how many people would you say a turkey this size would typically feed?
Well, at Hy-Vee, we typically say that 4 people per pound or 4 ounces is a good portion. That's going to give you plenty of room for all your other sides. I've got a couple of things here. Some of our party potatoes that are available with our turkey packs, both in the Thanksgiving and Christmas time. And then I also have a white mac and cheese that we have available as well. Now, the reservations for the turkey packs have closed, but be sure to get on it for Christmas. So that you can enjoy some of our great options there.
Well, and that's what's interesting is you think about it. You're only really 5 weeks away from Christmas or something like that already.
It's crazy. My wife said the other day we were only 38 days away from Christmas. I was like, oh, where's the year gone?
Exactly. And again, we're talking to Chef Kyle from Hy-Vee as he's cut up our bird and now he's ready to slice it up.
Absolutely. So we're just going to take our knife, and this is where you want a sharp knife too, because you're going to slice it fairly evenly as you can, and each of these slices is roughly 4 ounces or so. I'm going a little thicker in some parts and a little thinner in others, so you get a little thinner up here at the top, so you want to keep those portions pretty similar. There we go. And so we've gotten all the way up the breast there, and then you can just splay this out on the cutting board or on your platter, however you'd like to serve it, and it's ready for pickings.
Okay, so that's, let's see, about a half dozen, maybe 8 slices there?
Yeah, about 8. Absolutely. Some are a little bigger than others, but, we always want the kids to have a good portion as well. And then I've got my leg and thigh here. So this is really simple to do. We're just going to tear at this almost barbaric style. So we're going to detach the leg from the thigh. Very simply, it's just bending it at that natural joint until it until it pops itself off, and then we can just pull that turkey off. And this is, of course, the dark meat. Some of my family finds this to be the best meat, but I like it both pretty equally. What about you, Nick? What type of?
I like either one, but if given the choice, I'll probably go white meat first. That's what I did earlier today, as we had our company Thanksgiving as well today here at WIBW News, and so I probably go white meat first, given the choice. But either one is fine with me. Just be sure that I'm there on time for the whole thing. That's all I care about.
Yeah, absolutely. So then we've got this second section, which is like the drum section of the turkey. So I removed all of it. Now, you want to be careful in this section because a turkey has a lot of sinew and bone in this section. So it's really easy just to remove it by grabbing up towards this collagen and bone area, and then you're just pulling the meat down. Just pulling it down. It's like a broom, and you're just pulling that meat away from the top of the broom. Very easy. There we go.
All right, are there any other parts we need to get to here in about 2 minutes that we have left, Kyle?
No, I just give this a rough chop so that it's easy to get to for all your guests. Rough chop. There we go. Keeping it on the cutting board. There we are. So you got nice little portions there that everyone can get at.
Okay, and in terms of presentation, how would you normally plate something like this up for people if you're looking to not only feed a crowd but also kind of look at it a little bit?
Well, what I like to do is take one of my large platters with my sliced breasts, and I'll put the breasts on either end, sliced up as we've seen, and then I'll put the legs on either side, because there's at least one person in every family, I believe, that loves to have just that whole turkey leg.
Yeah, I think that's right. It always seems like there'd be... I have a pretty good idea which one of my boys would be that one, too. So it's you're right. There's always one that just says, hey, I want to try to attack that whole thing myself.
Absolutely. And then just displaying your wings out there on either side. So we've got one leg. Oh, God, I don't want to pop you. There we go. So we got the breast, the leg, thigh, everything is represented there. Oh, here we go. There's the other wing. So I'll just put that together, and you're ready for dinner.
All right. Again, we've been talking to Chef Kyle from Hy-Vee. How can they contact you if they want to get ready for a Christmas order?
You want to get in contact with us at 785-272-1763 and ask for the kitchen, and they will be more than happy to take your order. Or you can go right into the kitchen at Hy-Vee, and they'll take your order over the counter. And that's just south of 29th and Wanamaker here in Topeka. Thanks a lot, Chef Kyle. You're listening to WIBW's News Now at noon, and we'll have your ag markets coming up at 12:30, and then talk to Myron Johnson with the Community Thanksgiving dinner after that. You're listening to News Now at noon.